In this tutorial, we're going to talk a little bit about pencils. And pencils, just like anything else that we use in our drawing, are tools, and each tool has a different kind of role and a different job. Kind of depends on what you're trying to do. Most of my general sketching, I use a kind of a mechanical pencil, but sometimes I use a blue line pencil. It's just something I learned in animation school, and sometimes I use them if I'm just kind of doing sketches and then I want to transfer the sketch using my light pad or something like that. I try not to use them to ink over. They're kind of waxy, and I don't think the ink takes too well on top of them. There are some inks that kind of do, and that blue is usually easy to get rid of in post, like in Photoshop or something like that. But generally, a lot of my sketching I usually use just this kind of mechanical pencil, and this is what they call a 0.5, and it's a mechanical pencil. I recommend I use a 0.5. I use an HB lead because it's kind of hard, kind of soft right there in the middle, so it can give me some nice fine details, but doesn't actually bore in or carve into my drawing paper because I'm pressing too hard or the lead is too hard. I also use these I recommend either a 0.5 or a 0.7, and the reason is because these little leads, easier for you to find these in the middle of the night, like at a Walgreens or someplace like that, because it's common drafting lead. And so 0.5 or 0.7, if you're working like I do in the wee hours, and I usually have them in stock because I buy these by the box, but you may not, and so it's easier to find these in those kind of places. And these kind of drawing sets, these are really good if you're doing like just a primary pencil sketch and you're not doing any inking or coloring to it. You might do a wash to it or something like that, but these are more for a lot of your fine arts, portraits, things like that, where you need to have different shades of gray value into it. As a comic illustrator primarily, I tend not to use a lot of these when I'm doing my comics and stuff like that. They're just kind of excessive overkill, if you will. But I find that sometimes they're nice though, like a 6B or 7B lead is a really soft lead, and so B's mean that they're softer, they have more air in the graphite so that they're softer and they run down quicker. H is hard, means that there's less air in the graphite and it's compacted a lot tighter, so it gives you a harder, lighter line. And so these give you nice soft dark lines, and then as you get into your H's, you get lighter lines. And so typically what I've recommended in the past is to get you a nice kind of mix. You really only need about like 3 pencils in my opinion. An HB pencil, Black Velvet's a good one, but they're all kind of good in my opinion. 6B gives me nice, really soft and dark kind of lines, and then like maybe a 4H. 4H gives me a really kind of light line that I can build sketches on, and then when I want to commit to lines on it, meaning that out of all those scribbles, something's got to be the final line, I can start committing to those final lines with the HB, and if I want to start indicating shadows or line weights, then I'll start using the 6B for that. And then I usually use a Blackwing, the Palomino Blackwing sharpener. I just like the 2 types. It's not the 2 standard kind of points that it gives you. I haven't seen other sharpeners give those kind of points, so I kind of like that one. Again, as long as the pencil's sharp, I can use anything. And I do have other sharpeners that aren't the Blackwing that, if I just need my pencil tip sharpened, I can just use any kind of sharpener. But that's pretty much what you got with your pencils for drawing.